the Ambazonian, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the hero for God alone we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
Revolutionary greetings, my fellow Ambazonians. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself this 7th day of February 2025. To our captives in the dungeons in La République du Cameroon, Una Place Day. To our refugees, internally displaced and in refugee camps around the world, Una Place Day. To our communities, both at home and in the diaspora, Una Place Day. And to our forces, those who for so little give up so much, who suffer so that we might endure, who sacrifice so that our dreams might endure, who die so that our people, the Ambazonian people, might endure. To our forces, Una Place them day. At this particular moment, on this 7th day of February 2025, the leader of our revolution is incarcerated in Norway. They thought that with his capture, they would grievously harm the Ambazonian people. They thought that with his treatment, racist in every single form, they thought that his treatment will cripple us. Yet we endure. My fellow Ambazonians, more than 50 years in the fires of racism, classism, colonialism, genocide, and war crimes, we have been forged like a steel that cannot be broken. We are not a people of yesterday. For more than 400 years, God allowed its people in the fires of slavery so that they might have the character, the backbone to endure and stand on their own, so that they might even go and live in the bottom of a molten lava, in the midst of fire, and be the coolest customers on the block. We have been forged in the fire of Cameroon and French brutality. We have been forged in the fire of deprivation, economic, political, and social deprivation. We have been forged in the fires of biological warfare. We have emerged as the never again generation. We have emerged as a people who cannot be broken. We have emerged as a people who stand one for all and all for one. Our leader is in jail. He is not forgotten. He will not be forgotten. Ambazonia will be free. That is his legacy. That is his life work. And that is the work that we will continue until he comes out and we march down the streets of Boya singing freedom songs of free at last, free at last. Thank God Ambazonia is free. My fellow Ambazonians, we stand on the corpse of one of those manufactured days that La République du Cameroon manufacture and laugh behind their hands when we Ambazonians go on the streets and manifest as slaves. There is no explanation any longer. After 7 years of war and brutality, there is no Ambazonian that could be educated on any event organized in Ambazonia by La République du Cameroun. The criminal, terrorist, oppressors that are masquerading as masters of our land. To attempt to explain to an Ambazonian parent, an Ambazonian citizen, or anybody who lives in the territory of Ambazonia, to attempt to explain to them why they should not attend La République du Cameroon's sponsored events is a disgrace, a humiliation, a denigration of the tremendous sacrifices that the heroes of Ambazonians have paid. So we don't do that. At this particular moment, the Ambazonian people informs you of why you have to stay at home and keep your kids at home on days like 11 February when we impose a lockdown. We do not educate you on why. You should know why. The state of Ambazonia is a breathing, living entity. An entity that tens of thousands have lost their lives fighting under its flag to keep it alive. Anybody, man, woman, or child who gets out on 11th of February after all information have been passed, all the warnings given, flyers sent out, radio messages, television messages, lockdowns imposed. Any of you who find yourself on the streets of Ambazonia on that day, don't blame anybody, anyone, for what befalls you. Because the things that might happen to you range from nothing to the absolute worst. The loss of your life, if that is the worst thing that you can ever think of. Because on these days and on all other days, since I took pen and put to paper to deploy elements of the Ambazonian Defense Forces to protect the people of Ambazonia, to protect the integrity of the sovereignty of Ambazonia, Ambazonia has been a land at war. It has been a war zone. So there is no excuse, none, absolutely zero excuse for anybody to be so irresponsible as to send kids into a war zone. That is crimes against humanity. My fellow Ambazonians, La République du Cameroon is an enemy of Ambazonia. The forces of La République du Cameroon are enemies of Ambazonia. And we have promised anywhere, anytime, at any moment where they are found, the Ambazonian people have the right to take them out, to clear them off our land, to use the laws of war and a code of conduct on them. Anybody who find themselves around these terrorists and terrorist occupiers, especially when we have told you, stay at home, this is a war zone, on that particular day, we are going to deploy elements of our forces to stop these foreign invaders to manifest on and dance on the graves of our fallen hero. You find yourself there, ladies and gentlemen, you have yourself to blame. The crimes of La République du Cameroon and their agents are too many, too much for the Ambazonian people to give them 1 second of freedom in our land. I hear tell there is this idea going around, this idea that people in La République du Cameroon who are not directly connected to their military, and so the human rights organization holds us accountable for going after these people because of this or that or that. The organization, the infrastructure in place that will get Ambazonian kids out, or attempt to get Ambazonian kids out through coercion, through the bribery of their schools and principals and teachers and parents, through intimidation of the teachers and schoolmasters and headmasters and principals and directors, the intimidation, outside extrajudicial killings of these people, the use of coercion through money and through imprisonment and through exile. All of these by these agents to get these kids to come out and place themselves as human shields in a war zone. Those are not things done by civilians. Whatever human rights organization or what, those are not things done by civilians. Those are things done by agents of the genocides. Those are things done by agents of the war crimes. Those are things done by war criminals. And the Ambazonian people have the right and the obligation to take out every single one of them from the Dios on down. And we will not spare them. We will not spare them. I cannot, and we will not climb down from that hill. We will die on that hill. For these people who Amnesty International have termed some of their actions, like the Black Saturday in Do as war crimes, we will take them out. We will take them out. So let me be clear, crystal clear. The Ngalajerats, the SDOs, the DOs, all of these people who receive a bankroll from the Ministry of Defense in La République du Cameroon, who are their spies and irregular forces, who go into our zone, intimidate, kill extrajudicially and create militias within our communities and instigate infighting so that we fight amongst ourselves rather than La Republique. All of these individuals are part of the machine of genocide and war crimes that is being committed in Ambazonia. Today, we advise our people to stay home on lockdown. They go and undermine that, give money, distribute money in order to bring out our people, and then they are killed. And then they use that as propaganda to go after Mr. Benedict, to go after Mr. Ayaba, to go after Ambazonian nationalists. La République du Cameroon have actually set bombs and killed our people in order to use that as an argument to look for sympathy in the diasporan community so that they should turn Ambazonian activists as terrorists. These people, the Ngalajerats and their ilk and the SDOs and DOs are committing crimes against humanity in Ambazonia. They will be arrested, tried for their treasonable acts, and their just rewards will be meted out to them. If they are caught in the war front, who betides them? So a word to a wise is enough. My fellow Ambazonians, in all of our communities, everywhere, around the globe and in Ambazonia, knock on doors, walk in the villages, knock on the schools, stay at home on 11 February. Protect the children, protect yourselves, stay at home and not go out and be used as human shield by La République du Cameroon in a war zone. We as a people are coming to the crux of our revolution. And I say that because at every stage in the road, we are challenged and something is asked of us about who we are and what we are made of. Every single day. No matter the amount and the depth of the challenges that we face, that the Ambazonian revolution has faced, we have the capacity, the ultimate capacity to overcome them. And every single day, we are overcoming them. That is why our forces on the ground, from north to south, east to west of Ambazonia, are deserving of our cafe. And I always tell them their cafe is day up. For the past month of action, from Taba in Doga Mantung to Chobo, our forces have done the unthinkable. They have made forces of La République du Cameroon some of them to throw down their weapons and run away. Some have actually taken their armored cars and shown roads to travel to, and they have diverted that car, put them in the bush, and run away. I know of a case of an Ambazonian who was slated to take in these forces into a village, and he knew exactly what they were going into that village to do, and that Ambazonian diverted the car and he ran away. He is now safe. I hope he in a safe location. We will extract him, and I hope that he will act as a. I hope that he will act as one of those who point out the devastation on our population that La Republic is carrying out, the massacres and the crimes against humanity and the genocide that they are performing in Ambazonia. All of this, my fellow Ambazonians, all of this is because of the ingenuity, the absolute daredevilness of our forces. I can tell you that. Because the support that we as Ambazonians are giving them is not enough. We are not doing enough. We are not. We are not. And I'm asking every Ambazonians to sit up. To sit up. This is not a time to joke. We can take this over the line. It depends on you. So back us. Let's finish this job. Back us. Look, this guy did not take that truck in because he knew that the road was rigged. He knew that the road was rigged with ID. He has seen the bodies that came back of his colleagues who tried to penetrate that road. Now you tell me, Ambazonians, how many villages and how many villagers were saved by the first armored trucks that tried to penetrate and came back in pieces, and they could not pick out the pieces of the bodies of the La Republique terrorists, and his colleagues saw it. And a few days later, they sent him to take the armored truck in, and he diverted it into a bush and ran away. You tell me, and then you tell me why you will not support efforts to make sure that all of our roads are like that they cannot penetrate into our villages. Support equal action, equal reaction. Clear. And we as the Ambazonian people can do so much more. So much more. Our forces are fighting. Our forces are fighting, and then still, you see them. They are the one putting liberation tax in. How is that possible, my fellow Ambazonians? Look at what happened in Chobo. Our forces ambushed La Republique du Cameroon. Serious fighting. 2 of them died. One was seriously wounded. La Republique came back in their numbers and surrounded Chobo. And for them, they had to humiliate, beat the people, humiliate, kill those that they can kill, because for them, the people of Chobo did not act as their eyes and ears to tell, to alert them that Ambazonian forces were around the neighborhood. Think about that, Ambazonians. Think about that. These people removed hundreds of soldiers and surrounded that community and did a kale there. I sent our forces in, back in. back in. That was a war zone. They came in overwhelming force. And our forces went back in. Our forces went back in there. 3 of them, 3 police, 3 lie down there. And they took off. They took off. Yes. Our forces had to leave 2 of our bikes there because of how hot it became. And they could not reach back their bike to evacuate as they were evacuating. Now tell me, are there Ambazonians who will replace? Who would go now and say, I am going to replace those 2 bikes? Or because of what they did and the people that they saved in Chobu, I am going to multiply that 2 and add it for them. That is how we win the war. That is how we are not going to lose a soldier because he went back and think that bike, if they don't get that bike back, they might not be able to move. And then he tries to go and get it, and we lose soldiers there. Our support is absolutely critical. So those are forces. That is the fight that they are fighting. And the next minute, 700,000 has come in from them as liberation tax. Within 3 hours, another 200,000 came in liberation tax that have been collected. 1 day later, 500,000. My fellow Ambazonians, they are at the war front. These are your forces that are protecting your people. Have you paid your liberation tax? Have you supported them? This, my fellow Ambazonian, is the fight on the ground. If an existential fight for them, but a fight to keep the institutions of the state of Ambazonia running so that our community schools can go, so that our other community projects can go. The load on their head is too much. We as a community must back them. The support of our forces is as critical as the last thing we can do for this struggle. Today, we stand and we see coming through all of the warnings we had been giving to La République du Cameroon and telling the world. They are in chaos. They are breaking down. There is a cholera epidemic in the northern zone of their territory. Their people are on the streets because of no pay. Those that in Ambazonia, they are stealing the chickens from people's compound. They make kale and steal the chicken. They see a woman going with the basket on the road. They do control on the woman and take the little food in the basket to go and eat. Those in their country have become so impoverished that they are now on the street. La République is a failed state. They are crumbling. And we have told them, get out of Ambazonia or die. Now, they might think that it is the deaths that we had at Taba, where our forces under General Gola killed 3 of them. Or maybe it's the one that Baba, the other 3 that Baba Ghetto killed. They might think that we are just talking about those deaths. or those that happened at Chobu, the 6. Look, we are talking about an existential crisis for La République du Cameroon if they don't get out of Ambazonia. We told them we are going to increase the cost of occupation, make a land ungovernable, internationalize the struggle. The cost of occupation is the crumbling of the Cameroon economy and the crumbling of their land. Maybe they think that the cost of occupation is limited to what happens in Ambazonia. They are a crumbling state. Disease is running rampant in their country. They have swimming pools right now in their roads. Cars go into their ditches and get lost before they come on the other side. They are bankrupt. What more do they really want? Do they want when the North split, the Bulu split, the Bamlikes, and that is that what when they become that state that has crumbled into 4 or 5 parts? Is that when they will understand the message we are giving to them? Who is going to be the last La République du Cameroonian to die for a lost cause in Ambazonia? I mean, they have deprived our people economically, and our people, we have told them, we will reconstruct our country when we have gained full sovereignty over our land. And our people are backing that. They are trying to reconstruct in a war zone. Our people have become very, very clear about the consequences of doing that. And they no more do that. And they bring in Bamlikes and La République du Cameroonians to come and do reconstruction, to come and try to wipe out the signs of genocide and crimes against humanity that they have committed in our land. They bring them in. The other day, one of them lie down behind his excavator around a bridge. They bring you to do reconstruction in a war zone, to wipe out the crimes of war zone, and something happens to you. That is your fault. Reconstruction does not go on in a war zone. It does not. I know that their economy has been so crippled that you think that you are going to come to Ambazonia and do the hard, the insecure jobs that Ambazonians have refused to do. Now, some might think that, oh, they bring the Bamlikes. Look, the Nanga Industries, PWD, and all of these were dismantled because they did not want to give jobs to Ambazonians. It was done deliberately. Civil service, economic, all the economic, they were deliberately destroyed because they wanted us in a state of poverty that they could colonize and enslave us. And they did. So bringing people from their land to do to try to reconstruct and wipe out signs of crimes against humanity and genocide in Ambazonia, that's part of the cause. Those are jobs that previously they did not even give to Ambazonians. But we are telling them, don't go on our streets to help La République to try to wipe out their crimes. Anything that falls on you, that is your fault. Ambazonia is a war zone generating. They are putting a corpse to stand for election next year. That is how destroyed their country is. It is funny. It is funny that the European Union is now trying to give them millions of euros to do public public works on. So you think that on trump up charges, not even charges, extrajudicially you capture the leader of a revolution, put in your jail, and then you send money to La Republic to Cameroon to come and kill us. Look, we have said it, and if you did not know, let me say it again. We have no way to go but up. We will fight to the last man. Days like 11 February are lockdown days. So next week, Monday and Tuesday are lockdown. What our detractors, the internal, the external, have never known, what the European Union does not know, what the racist Norwegian government doesn't know, is that we stood as one and took an oath that made us one for all and all for one. Because we put up our hands and we were very clear that Ambazonia will win this war. Therefore, I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure, I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost, even till death, as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. So help me God. Depended on me alone. So help me God. So what these people don't understand is that we will fight until the last man, and Ambazonia will be free. God bless you. God bless our forces.
Hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonians, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the hero who God alone we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of His nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of His nation.